too, which is Jake. What?
Okay, well, welcome to the day 2 of the 2023 Classic in the Country. Jake Seidel alongside Tony Lane. We definitely knew each other's names coming into this.
We know it's Jake and Tony.
Jake and Tony in the morning.
Lane Seidel thing we're working on.
We're getting it figured out.
The chemistry is quickly coming together at this Classic in the Country in 2023.
It really
not as good as the games we've had, though.
We had 8 fantastic games to start out in this Classic yesterday, and we got a new one. It just started up. If you're looking for that game, looking to watch that, go to classicinthecountry.org, and you can find the step-by-step directions on how to get to our pay-per-view system for that. But we're here to recap the games from yesterday. We'll start off with game number 1. Bright and early, 9 a.m. I was barely awake, but holy cow, this game woke me up real quick. Northwest in Sheridan, and Sheridan came out on fire with a vengeance, and they had Northwest on the ropes through most of that first half, but the Lady Indians in the second half hit some big shots, and they just got it going. They hit the shots when they needed to. Their defense was fantastic, and they ended up getting a big 4-point win come from behind over a very good Sheridan team.
Yeah, I mean, and all these teams are going to be really good, and it was just really action-packed. Sheridan was down, only scored held Northwest to 2 points in the whole first quarter. And then Northwest won the last 3 quarters to squeak that one out. Game 2. Wayndale. I'm allergic to all the awesome basketball here today, folks. Wayndale and Portsmouth, another nail-biter. We're just going to say they're all nail-biters at the Classic in the Country, but this one was especially the ultimate nail-biter, 45-44. Hard-fought win, a seasoned Wayndale team versus a very young, talented Portsmouth team. Almost went to overtime. We thought it was going to be their first overtime game, but it was the last-second free throw with stoppage time with only 0.9 left that gave Wayndale that exciting victory.
And that's a victory you expect to see out of a team that's coming off back-to-back Final Four appearances and looking to finally get over that hump, especially after what they've seen. They saw their baseball team do in the spring, winning their team's first state championship, and the Lady Golden Bears looking to get down to, I think it's in Dayton again this year for the state Final Four, and they want to get past that. They want to get into the state championship this year. Meanwhile,
absolutely.
Game number 3, this was one of our, still a close game, but it wasn't a barn burner as most of the other ones were.
Didn't have the last 30 seconds, we didn't have to worry about stressing out over who's going to win.
Magnificent and Tri-Valley, and the Lady Scotties came out and they played really well, but the Blue Streaks they really had that one from the word go.
Yeah, that really was. Tri-Valley really struggled to get going outside of Ashland commit Lexi Howe, who's this will be her last Classic in the Country this year. She was the force for Tri-Valley, but unfortunately couldn't find that second and third option. And Magnificent with their strong defensive perimeter pressure, this really caused a lot of fits for the Scotties at Tri-Valley yesterday. And then on the fourth game, another close one. Toledo Notre Dame over West Branch, 41-37. So quick, so fast, so much defense. Like there was like 40 turnovers in that game, but it wasn't because of bad offense. It was because of amazing pressure, trap zone defense. It was really exciting. A lot of athletes in that one, a lot of college players, but Notre Dame's speed and defense proved to be just a little too much for West Branch.
Yeah, and it reminded me a lot of our first game there. Like West Branch, they were down the whole way. They came back. They had a chance to win that ball game, but then they just couldn't get that foul in the backcourt, and a frustration, intentional foul is really what ended the chance of the Warriors coming back and winning that game. But credit to the Warriors. They played a very good Notre Dame Eagles team who is probably one of the better schools in the Toledo metro area, and that's saying a lot when you look at Toledo Christian, TCC, and Stark, who we're all going to see this weekend. That is some of the toughest basketball in the state, at least up in that Toledo City League.
Yeah, it's a very underappreciated area of Ohio, and as far as the scene of sports, and Toledo Notre Dame showed that Toledo does have a lot to offer in all sports, especially girls basketball.
And then in game 5, it was another close game, another 1-point game. Archbishop Hoban, who really struggled in the beginning of the game, they were down, I believe, by 8 points early in that first quarter. They came back and topped a very good Lakota West team by a point, 42-41. And we're going to see Lakota West again today. They said they've got to have a short-term memory, but credit to Hoban as they finally got going in really the second quarter and did not look back from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lakota West, again, that game, they had one last shot. But again, a lot of turnovers in that game from great defense. And another theme from yesterday is all the first quarters were very slow because there's just everyone's feeling them out. A lot of teams adjusting to such equal talent of play. And we saw this from our scores, how well the Classic in the Country did matching these teams up yesterday. The next game, again, another nail-biter. 31-29, the defending state champions in Division II, Kettering Alter, lost to Lawrence Central out of Indiana. Lawrence Central, always a proud tradition in boys and girls basketball over there in Indiana. Came in, only 60 points scored between two state championship caliber team. Again, great basketball, tough basketball. But again, Indiana won the battle of the border wars in that one, 31-29.
And we talked to the players and coaches of Lawrence Central after that game, and they were just happy to be here. They think they're going to get more talent and be more prepared for their state tournaments coming up by playing in this tournament than they are some of their local teams. And of course, a local connection there with the head coach. She's from Ohio. She's played in the Classic in the Country back in the day, and she's worked it as well. So it was a little bit of a homecoming for her, and it was great to have her back. Game number 7 in what also turned out to be another premier game between West Holmes and Lima Bath, as it was a back-and-forth game. West Holmes held a single-digit lead through most of the game, but Bath able to come back. They tied it up right near the end. It was a 1-point game. West Holmes gets a field goal, come down, they get the stop, and then Chloe Patton gets fouled. She goes to the line, hits 1 of 2 free throws, makes it to get that 2-point victory, 40-38, and that's a huge bounce-back victory for the Lady Knights. They were coming off their first conference loss of the season to Mansfield Senior, and that was their first loss of the season altogether. And it was really a complete game. We talked to head coach Lindsay Snyder afterwards. She said she loved seeing how her team bounced back and played hard the entire game in that matchup.
Yeah, and West Holmes, and again, this is what the Classic's all about. It's a heat check where you are as a team. Coming off a tough loss, as you said, it shows resiliency. It shows that they're willing to forget about yesterday, and Coach Snyder has to be really happy with how her Lady Knights back. And, of course, it wouldn't be the Classic in the Country without a Highland nightcap. Their first of 2 games yesterday, unfortunately for the Lady Hawks, and what has been a year that's still great, but not the normal domination that we see from Highland. But they got tested last night and learned a lot in an 8-point loss. One of our few games that weren't decided by 3 or 4 points yesterday. The Lady Hawks fell short. Convoy Crestview won 48-40. I wasn't here for that game, so Jake, I'll let you break that one down for us.
Oh, that was another good one. It was a back-and-forth affair. Highland was down. They pulled it to within 2 at halftime, had a chance to tie it right before the buzzer, and then Crestview just came out with a vengeance in the third quarter. Built a lead that the Hawks, they kept chipping into. It seemed like every time they found something that was good and helping them out, Crestview would have an answer to that. They just figure it out. It was, we say basketball is like a game of chess. It was, I wouldn't say Highland was being outplayed. I think it was just Crestview getting those shots to fall, and Highland wasn't. And that's kind of been the story for some of these losses as of late for the Lady Hawks. But they play one of the toughest, if not the toughest, Division IV schedule in the state. So you'll see games like this, and it'll help them as they prepare for a tournament run.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you take away from these games, they're not conference games. Everybody qualifies for the state tournament. So these games are great just to maybe toy with some new ideas, but also just to kind of see where we're at on the heat check, on where they're at on strength of schedule. But like you said, 8 great games yesterday. We got more games today. You hear the buzzer. You hear the crowd in the background. Jake, I'm excited to get into this today. Yeah,
I'm excited for it too. And don't forget, you can stay tuned here on the YouTube page. We'll have interviews all day long, all the way into the night. Thanks to our good friends at Kaufman Realty and Auctions for sponsoring that YouTube stream today.
Thank you, Kaufman.
Yeah, you can also tune in at FM 95.3, and we'll have reports throughout the day, as well as WKLM-FM.com. If you're looking for the live stream of the game, go to classicinthecountry.org, and there are step-by-step video instructions on how to get through that pay-per-view system to watch these games. We thank you all for joining us today, and Tony, we are in for another great day of basketball.
Absolutely, and a quick shout out to Claxon Communications on helping the video stream. Pretty solid first day, no major technical difficulties. We breezed through it. Killer job by everybody, and we hope to, and we're proud to bring you more coverage. Not only today, also keep track tomorrow right here on WKLM-FM.
Yeah, we'll take a quick time out. We'll come back here in a little bit. We've got some more interviews heading your way here on our WKLM YouTube stream. Here at the Perry Reese Junior Community Center in Berlin, Ohio, getting set for day number 2 of the 2023 Classic in the Country Challenge. I'm Jake Seidel. Thank you all for joining us here on WKLM, and we just want to remind you, you can watch every game at the 2023 Classic in the Country here on pay-per-view, and for more information on that, you can go to the Classic in the Country website at classicinthecountry.org or WKLM-FM.com. Also has that information. Also at WKLM-FM.com, you can check out the audio-only live streams for every game here at the Classic in the Country, unless it is on the radio, and that'll be on Stream 1 there. Also check out our WKLM YouTube page, where we'll have interviews all day with players, fans, and coaches, all for free, thanks to our good friends at Kaufman Realty and Auction. So all sorts of ways to tune in, and we thank you for tuning in to the 2023 Classic in the Country here on WKLM.
Tony Lane here with WKLM. We're here at the concession stand, my favorite place to be. A lot of favorite places to be because of one thing, the in-made noodles, and I have some helpers here. How are we doing, ladies? Who are you?
My name's Itzel Guzman. And I'm Alexa Guzman.
And you are cheerleaders at Highland?
Yes, we are.
Are you loving the Classic in the Country?
We are. We're having so much fun.
Okay. How good are the noodles, and how many noodles do you sell here at this thing?
Oh my. The noodles are fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Like, have to get them when you come to the Classic. And we've sold a bunch already. I don't know the number, but like, has to be over 50 already.
And that's just the first game here, folks, and we got 7 more to go. So we have some here, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's see. In my world, this is called dude food. Take a look at that. Chunks of chicken, noodles. You all know the rule, 2 bites, because this isn't Dave Portnoy. We do 2 bites here. 1, and you got to get some chicken. Sweet heaven, Mary and Joseph. Let's go. Woo! These are good stuff. Thank you, ladies. High five. Go Classic in the Country and go Hawks.
Yeah, go Highland. Let's go.
Keep it locked in here on WKLM-FM.
Back in the 2023 Classic in the Country, Jake Seidel here alongside Casey Claxon with our video partners, Claxon Communications. And Casey, we just wanted to bring you on and talk a little bit about what's going on this weekend with the Classic in the Country and our video options for it.
Well, a lot of great basketball at the Classic in the Country, a lot of live streaming via pay-per-view, and a lot of great radio coverage from WKLM, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, of course, it's really great to actually have the ability to video stream this, especially we got some family out of state probably that wants to tune in that might not have been able to make it, but it's something new that we're doing this year, and so far it's been a big hit.
Yeah, WKLM has had a long history of supporting the Classic in the Country through broadcasting all the games, whether it be on the radio or on the WKLM-FM.com Stream 2 website. And people I've always been able to listen to the games. And, we started this conversation with Dave Slayball and the folks at Highland over a year ago about being able to do that this year. So we're doing it on a one-year trial basis to see how it works, and hopefully we have good results, and we hope to get to do it again in the future. But so far on day one, we've had some great coverage, great basketball, and a lot of folks maybe out of town able to listen to the game, and some even able to watch it.
And, of course, we got this set up, too, where our video live streaming our interviews as well on the WKLM YouTube page, and that's courtesy of our friends at Kaufman Realty and Auction today. And it just gives everyone, first off, that live look at some of the players after the game, and, we get to do things like this as well.
Yeah, and we've always had great coverage. Last year, whenever I was on the broadcast team for WKLM, we would do interviews behind the scenes. You would hear those interviews on FM 95.3 throughout the weekend. So we've kind of doubled that this year because we're able to do all of the interviews right here on the YouTube live stream, and you'll be able to hear them as well on FM 95.3. So it's still the same great coverage, but we add a little video aspect. And then we were talking to one of the coaches from Portsmouth, Amy Hughes, who I actually saw play basketball in high school when she was at Wheelersburg. And her players came up, and they were a part of the YouTube press room here from WKLM last night, and she said that after the game, the girls were back at the hotel last night making fun of each other because they were on YouTube and doing the interviews, and they were talking about it at breakfast this morning at the hotel. So little things like that we were able to do this year over what we've done in the past has been a nice addition to the Classic in the Country.
Okay, so why don't you let everyone know if they're looking for those live streams of the games, how are they going to find those?
So the best place to go is to the Classic in the Country website, and that's classicinthecountry.org. And right on that main page, just scroll down, and there's a kind of a step-by-step instruction onto how to get to the website to select the game, and they can purchase a single game pass or purchase an all-day pass to watch all of the games. Even though it is Sunday today, you can still buy every single game through the Classic, even though you missed the first one. But you can watch that on a pay-per-view basis, or you can just go to that website portal and listen, and you can listen live for free. So if you like a traditional radio-style broadcast, I know Matt Croy and yourself, Jake, and we've got Troy Fritz and Tony Lane here, Scott Meller, doing a great job with the audio. So you can listen for free, or if you'd like to watch the game and hear the WKLM broadcast, you can purchase the pay-per-view.
Well, Casey, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day today with us to talk with us. Thank you to you as well as your crew out there today. Lydia Brady, I'm not going to make the Tom Brady joke this time. I've made it too many times. But we've also got Natalie Holbrook and Fred Williams here today, all doing a great job making sure you can see and hear everything we're doing. So if you're looking to tune in, please tune in, but also you can still make your way out here to the Perry Reese Junior Community Center and see some great basketball action today and tomorrow here at the 2023 Classic in the Country. Stay tuned. We'll have more updates from the 2023 Classic here on WKLM.
We're here at day 2 at the Classic in the Country. I'm Tony Lane with WKLM. We got 7 amazing games here. Game 1's going on here in the background. Keep it locked in on WKLM-FM.com or go to classicinthecountry.org to check all the live action and updates from this year's amazing Classic in the Country. Day 1 was awesome. Day 2 and 3 are also expected to be just as great. So keep it locked in here with WKLM. Tony Lane with WKLM-FM, and we're here. Well, I don't need to tell you. Why don't we let Notre Dame, the Girl Eagles, tell you? What are you watching?
Classic in the Country.
Let's go. Keep it locked in here on WKLMFM.com or classicinthecountry.org. Thank you, everybody.
Back at the 2023 Classic in the Country, Jake Seidel alongside Tommy Hinkle, a Fairland Dragon. And Tommy, coming off a great performance today here to open up day 2 of the Classic. 16 points. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, 16 points and 4 rebounds. What was kind of going through your mind as you were getting ready for this game?
Well, we had like an hour to warm up. So like all of us were warm, all of us were hot. So like when we were warming up, I was making all my shots. I was like, okay, in the game, I'm going to make them all too.
So a little bit of a different feeling than you're probably used to playing in a event like the Classic in the Country. How much did that did it distract your team at all, kind of being out in a different area and doing things a little differently?
Because like last year when we played in Waverly for like our last game, we had a huge crowd there. So this was like the same thing. We were all fine with it. We played really well.
How does a game like that help you as you're moving down towards tournament time?
Because when we go in the tournament, those are obviously going to be like a bunch of students there trying to get you down. So you got to get used to the crowd, just tune them all out.
And you're going to head up to Tiffin. You're going to play basketball at the collegiate level. It's playing in events like this. They really help out with the recruiting, but I know. What are you looking forward to most when you start your collegiate career?
What do I look most to? Just to keep up what I'm doing, play as hard as I can, and just make my team better.
What's been your favorite thing of the Classic so far?
Probably the entertainment stuff, watching it. It's really well. And the teammates. I mean, like the teams like going really hard. A lot of the games have been really low scoring because of the defense has been really good.
Well, thanks for your time and congratulations on a great win, and good luck when you make your way up through the rest of the season and up at Tiffin.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. More to come here on WKLM from the 2023 Classic in the Country. Back at the 2023 Classic in the Country, Jake Seidel with you as we are coming off the first game of the Sunday schedule, and it was Fairland defeating Margaretta by its final score of 67-28. As it was Fairland all the way. They led 13-8 after one quarter, then outscored Margaretta 18-12 in the second quarter. It was all Dragons after that, as they only allowed 8 points to be scored in the second half. And they were led by Tommy Hinkle, who scored 16 points and had 4 rebounds, and Bree Allen added 12 and 4 rebounds as well. On the other side, Margaretta, led by J.L. Keller, And she'll have 11 points and 3 rebounds. So that's the end of game number 1 there. We'll move on to game number 2 here. Game 10 in the Classic in the Country featuring the Solon Comets and the Lakota West Firebirds. Lakota West had a very tough game yesterday. Solon playing for the first time as they are really just kind of trying to get ready for tournament time, playing tough competition from around the state, and that's what you see a lot of. Watch out for Nia Booker, the junior 5'6" guard for Solon. She's going to be someone they try to get the ball to a lot. And on the other side, Lily Johnson, the shooting guard for Lakota West. She's going to look to get open on the outside and bury some threes. Stay tuned. More reports to come from the 2023 Classic in the Country here on WKLM.
Jay? Hello, everybody. Tony Lane with WKLM. We are here with Margaretta Polar Bear's own JL Keller. Sorry. I knew I was going to blow it either way, but it's JL Keller. Thank you so much. Unbelievable game. I know it wasn't the result you were looking for. I know you were down a very big part of your team, but you stepped up very nicely today with 11 points, 3 rebounds, a block shot, and an assist, so you had something in every category. What role have you taken on in this team with the injury situation for you all, and have you enjoyed the bigger role in carrying the team and being the leader?
Yes, so with Kylie down, definitely scoring is a big part that we lost. So not only that, but then also being a leader and bringing everybody together and being if we are down, we can win this. We just have to come together and we have to talk and do things. And unfortunately that we couldn't do that today, but hopefully in the future and we use it as a learning lesson.
Well, this is the showcase here helps you gauge where you're at as a team, and you're kind of refinding your identity. So how much did playing a good team like Fairland help you today by kind of showing you what you have to work on to get ready for March?
It showed us so much. They're a great team. They shot the crap out of it. They rebounded. I swear everything they did was amazing. Not only does it show us that we have to get better on the offensive end, but especially on the defensive end. We made box outs, but we have to go get the ball and just the small things. I mean, I think we're going to be just fine even without Kylie, but when she comes back, we'll be a much better team because of it.
All right. Well, so describe your season here, the journey it's been, and, what's it like playing for the students up at Margaretta? What's your student base like up there?
They're great. They're so supportive. They always come around. Even when I was hurt, they always were still cheering me on. And the fans, honestly, we have the best fans. We have so many old guys that just come and they're so supportive, and we just love them so much.
What's it like playing here at the Classic in the Country as a player? This isn't your first year here, so what's it like coming down to Highland here and in this environment with the entertainment team, the live videos everywhere? What's it like as a player?
It's crazy. It's the greatest environment I think I've ever been in for basketball. I mean, this and Roses for AAU is the two top things. It's just so great to watch other great players and great games and great coaches. You learn so much, and then not only outside of that, your team just becomes so much more like a family. So.
Well, congratulations on just being good enough to get to take in this experience. Sorry you weren't at 100%. You guys are in a transition phase here, but I have a feeling with leaders like you, you're in good hands for the tournament run. Best of luck to you and Margaretta in general. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, this is JL Keller here with the Margaretta team, and we'll see you hopefully next year, and maybe we'll see you down in Columbus.
Yes, hopefully.
All right, keep it locked in here on WKLM-FM.com and other coverage here at theclassicinthecountry.org.
Back at the 2023 Classic in the Country, Jake Seidel joined by Zips head coach Melissa Jackson. Melissa, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Jake.
Yep. And I know coming down here, I know this is probably one of the closer colleges to the Classic in the Country, but what's it like being able to come down here this close to Akron and having a showcase of this much talent from around the state?
Yeah, it's unbelievable to have this in our backyard. Obviously, a 45-minute drive for me. So shot down this morning, and we always make this an event, that we're going to hit every single year. And it's just unbelievable talent, unbelievable hospitality. But as we all know, girls basketball in Ohio, they play at such a high level. So we always mark this on our calendar, and it's a great recruiting tool for us.
What's been your favorite thing at the Classic this year so far?
Well, I just got here today, but I'll be anticipating some unbelievable food, but obviously the basketball. Looking forward to some great games on tap.
So, Coach, I know we're smack dab in the middle of the MAC season right now. How are the Zips doing?
We're in first place. We're tied with a couple teams right now. Had a tough loss last night against Bowling Green, but really like where our team is at. We're 12-3 right now overall, playing some really good basketball. Had a close one yesterday, but the MAC is wide open. It's an unbelievable mid-major league. We think it's the best mid-major league in the country. So, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting MAC season.
And you talk about the MAC, just recruiting in general in women's basketball in the MAC. I think all but 3 of the MAC teams are here this weekend. So not only do you have to fight them on the court with these players, you have to fight them off the court to get the players to come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, very regional based, a lot of Ohio schools that we compete against. And we've had great success with bringing Ohio talent, keeping them home, keeping them close to Akron. So that's our goal. We want to recruit in-state because of all the talent that is in this area. And we've been pretty successful with it.
Okay, well, Coach, thanks for your time today. Thanks for coming out and seeing all this great basketball, and good luck with the rest of your season with the Zips.
Great, thank you. Go Zips.
Yeah, stay tuned. More to come here on WKLM from the 2023 Classic in the Country.
What's up, everybody? Tony with WKLM, and we're here with a very special guest, Coach Rachel Ferry, Coach Ferry of Heidelberg University. You're from Rhode Island. We were just talking originally, so Is this your first trip to Berlin?
No. I've been out here before. I've been luckily at Heidelberg for the last 3 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Did get out here in the COVID year, so it took me a minute to be able to get out and start to explore some high schools, but I've been all over.
So this is like your first full-fledged Classic in the Country in normal situation?
Yes, actually this is my first, and I have to tell you, this has been a fantastic tournament. The treatment's been incredible, but honestly just the talent in the gym, I mean, that's why we're here. Trying to rebuild the program, so this is one of the best places to be.
Well, this is actually a really good point here, because this is where we can talk about difference between D1 and D3 with your recruiting budgets. You don't have the big You know,
No.
You don't get to get plane tickets out to California for a nice shootout or anything like that. Luckily for you, you have this in your backyard. So how vital is this tournament for the recruiting efforts of a Heidelberg or just D3 schools in general, but you can tie this one directly to Heidelberg?
Sure. I mean, I'll take it from an OAC perspective. I
Right.
mean, we're one of the most premier conferences in the country for Division III.
It is loaded.
We've got some top talent coming out. And as you said, it's in our backyard. I mean, for us to Tiffin, you're talking about 2 hours. That's an easy drive. But it's so important to recruit locally when you can. A school like ours, Heidelberg, we're a smaller school. We're located in Tiffin, so a little bit more on the northern side. So anytime we can come down to these types of areas where you're pulling in from Cleveland, you're pulling in from the Columbus area, you're looking at Lakota West of the world. I mean, now we're talking about some premier basketball, not far away. And again, coming from the East Coast, now coming out here, love me some Ohio basketball. I mean, you could throw a stone and you're hitting somebody who's talented enough to get to the next level. So from a D3 perspective, on the budget, easy to get to, fantastic opportunity, and yeah, it's definitely been a worth a day.
Definitely good bang for the recruiting buck.
Amen.
Which, stretching that budget.
Yeah.
It's not like were you actually out there like dealing with Bob's Diner hoping for $1,000 donation for some extra water bottles.
Yeah,
you know
listen, if you're going to live in Division III, obviously every school is different, every school's budget's different, but it's really about getting yourself out there. You take those financial hits personally if you need to in order to kind of grow that program. You get the notoriety, you get the recognition, team starts to do well, then some of those avenues start to begin to open up. But no complaints here from me. It's all about just getting out there, getting our name out there, letting people know who we are.
It's nice that you got the bright orange just
Can't
stand
miss
out
us.
in the crowd.
Can't miss us.
Absolutely. So Heidelberg, you're recruiting. You know, it's D3. Give advice to recruits and parents that are watching this. What advice can you give them to help their kids to better prepare themselves for giving a good shot when they get in front of college coaches?
For sure. I think the first thing is to throw out levels. I think a lot of families right now, a lot of kids, you know, they're watching NBA, WNBA, big-time D1, and what they see is a lot of coolness, right? You walk around, got the good looks, you got the ballers out there, you got the notoriety. But if you want to play at the next level, 1, 2, or 3, it's such a small population of people. So
it's less than 1%.
Correct. So everyone's like, oh, my best friend's going here. Okay, great. She worked for that.
Yes.
You got to just stay in your lane, work super hard, and let's see what comes. Be humble. All of us are people. We're out here doing our job. So if you're out there and you're like just mindset, hey, I'm going D1 all the way, you're losing all these opportunities to play at some great universities that may not have that D1 notoriety.
Right.
So in terms of us and what we look for and what's important to us is character first. So are you a good player in terms of do you listen to your coach? Do you make eye contact? Are you picking up waters? Are you talking to your teammates in a positive way? Then we work on grittiness. So, hey, are you someone who gets after it? Are you aggressive on both ends? And then we get to skill. Okay, what do you bring to the table? Every coach is doing that.
Right.
It's just at different levels, you're looking for different things. But my biggest advice, especially to the younger players out there, is forget being cool. Stay in your lane, work hard, and good things will come out of that. Hard
It's
work
still
pays
cool
off.
playing college basketball no matter what level you're at.
Absolutely.
Because there
And-
is financial assistance for players at Heidelberg.
Yes.
Everyone thinks it's D3, no scholarships. And my biggest pet peeve is, like, you didn't get offered. You got offered a roster spot.
Correct.
It's like, no, they still think you're good enough to play college
Absolutely.
basketball.
And if I had money to give, I'd give it.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's academic monies out there. There's outside scholarships. There's need-based financial aid. So you can have any kind of walk of life, and you can still have an opportunity
And
to
let's-
come to the next level.
And real quick, last thing on Heidelberg
Sure.
here, because another negative stereotype is D3 doesn't have any money for facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Heidelberg, that's not the case at all. We were talking before we got on here.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to describe, I know what they're like, describe the facilities for a student athlete at Heidelberg and why that's probably nicer than most D2 or NAIA D1 or D2 schools.
Yeah, I mean, credit to our president. Our university is always growing. We're always adapting and evolving, but we have some of the nicest looking buildings. I mean, even in the OAC, our own conference, we joke we have one of the most beautiful campuses. Very German architecture. So if anyone's a Hogwarts fan out there, Harry Potter, that's kind of what you're looking at.
It looks like it's walking on a British castle empire.
Absolutely.
Do you guys joust on horses in like the commons?
No. I think we got some Quidditch thing that goes on, but I stick to basketball, so that's all I know. But no, we've got some beautiful facilities. Basketball-wise, we got a homey atmosphere, beautiful court. It's only 5 years old, 6 years old, but I'm talking hometown crowd. So if you're someone who's really interested in that feeling you get when you play at the high high school level. Your whole group comes out and watches. That's really what we get at Heidelberg because of that student-athlete experience. 2 gyms in terms of weight facilities, one specific for athletes, one open to the public, and a beautiful turf field that we get to utilize in terms of our strength and conditioning aspects. So.
Like you said, you want to be cool. You're not cool if you're playing in front of 20 people.
No.
You're actually a loser. You want to be a winner. You come to Heidelberg and play in a packed-out, local, rowdy crowd.
Absolutely. And I think, the last thing that comes to my mind is, listen, you want to have an impact somewhere, right? So if you can stay close to home, if you can stay in an area where you know you're going to draw that attention, where it's that high school experience in terms of just bringing people out that are your supporters.
Yeah.
Go where there's an impact. And I think at Heidelberg, we're such a young team. We're rebuilding. If you're interested in having an impact in a program, having opportunities early, I want you to take a look at Heidelberg. We got a lot to offer.
There's not a lot of places you can go and make an immediate impact,
Correct.
and it sounds like Heidelberg is just that. Hopefully you sign your whole starting 5 of All-Americans tomorrow.
That would be wonderful.
Hey, maybe we can talk about a raise then, right? Yeah.
Like I said, happy
Coach,
to
I
be
brought
at
5 All-Americans. I think we need to renegotiate this contract I'm on. I don't want to do laundry for the next 3 years.
No, I'm happy at Heidelberg, and I'm very fortunate they let me just do my job. I don't, at other places, sometimes you have to do a lot of different things. We all step in, we pitch in, we're a really collaborative group, but ultimately they let me just coach, and I respect that and appreciate that immensely.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, taking the challenge there. Walk in front of all the other coaches like, I want to speak about Heidelberg.
Absolutely. It's a great place to be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. We'll let you get down there and get to writing notes and typing in all the players that you're going to be contacting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
All right, everybody looking, go check out Coach Ferry at Heidelberg. Keep it locked in here on WKLM-FM.com. What's up, everybody? Tony with WKLM, and we have one of the most important people here at the Classic and Country with us, Alexa, a.k.a. the ringleader of the Entertainment Goon Squad. Can we work in progress?
Right now, we're just trying to keep everyone entertained, get people out off their feet, and, get them involved. Like, they might just be sitting here, but you guys are part of the game, too.
Well, it's actually a really important thing. There's a lot of basketball. There's a lot of downtime. And you and your team and your fluorescent green shirts, you're easy to spot out. How challenging is it to come up with all this entertainment to fill 3 days' worth of downtime?
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's just like trying to figure out what to do, especially at the end of each quarter. Because the quarters, the break is not that long, but halftime, we have a lot of time. And, we work as a team. Carly gives me some ideas. Maddie gives me some ideas. Money gives me some ideas. Everyone gives us.
Yeah, get the team
we try to,
there. Hi, team.
We try to work as a group to figure out what works best for each game, because everyone might have, a different style that they want to do. So, we just try to pick each other's brains to see which works.
Have you had any botched things that you thought it was going to be really great, and you're like, please let no one break an arm or a leg in this situation?
Well, I know yesterday morning we played musical balls.
Yeah.
And we had 3 guys versus 3 girls. And the guys were kind of started diving for the balls. And it was like, ooh, I really hope they don't dive and, hurt the girls or whatever. But it kind of, was kind of competitive. The girls started, getting tough. So it actually worked out kind of.
I saw that. That one was sketchy at best, but that's what we're here for.
Right.
Yeah.
We're out here to have a good time.
Yeah, that definitely looked sketchy, but where I come from, sketchy means we're having a good time. We're breaking rules. We're all about breaking the small rules. How long have you been doing this?
This is actually my first year.
How are you liking it?
It's different.
Oh, no, there was hesitation.
No,
That's just the nerves, right?
I'm just, I'm an entertainer myself, I'm a people's person. I act goofy, so this is kind of good for me.
All right. Well, you are doing a great job. So is your awesome team here. Everyone loves you. The kids go wild. They see everybody in the green shirts, and they know a good time's about to happen. A very vital part to the Classic in the Country. Thank you for all you do, and thank you to all your team for all you do for entertaining everybody this weekend at the Classic in the Country.
Thank you.
All right, keep it locked in here on WKLM-FM.com and ClassicInTheCountry.org to catch more behind-the-scenes coverage of this year's 2023 Classic in the Country. Okay. This is Tony WKLM, and we're making up topics. No, we're here, Classic in the Country. Here at Tony Lane, we got Jake Seeger. What is? Who was it? Seidel? Jake Seidel. Are we still rolling?
Oh, we better not live video, folks.
All right. Okay, all right.
Jake Seidel.
Jake Seidel and Troy Fritz, along with Tony Lane at WKLM-FM here on the WKLM-FM YouTube channel. Day 2 of the Classic in the Country. Despite our body language, we do still have our composure, and we are ready to tackle on the rest of this event here.
Speak for yourself, Tony.
Yeah, I'm out here. I got 3 more, and I'm fried, obviously. You guys brought me out of retirement, and I'm struggling. I can't remember names. But no, seriously, first day was awesome. The reason why we're smiling is because we're having such a great time at the Classic awesome. In the Country. It's easy to have fun. We've had some great interviews. We've had a lot of college coaches, a lot of great games. The games yesterday were absolutely fantastic. The first quarters were a little rough. Now, why do you guys think that is? Troy, we'll start with you, and Jake, we'll go with you.
Well, you're coming in there with a high level of competition. Teams that have not seen each other before, for the most part, know little about each other, and they just come out full flutter, and they're playing as hard as they can. So you're getting a few more turnovers, but teams are just kind of feeling each other out. But the competition level here is just outstanding this year.
It really is.
Yeah, another thing, for some of the schools at least, though, they played it the night before, and a lot of times you'll see it even at a regular season. You're not coming into one of these special classics or like a mid-season tournament or something. You play on Friday night, you're going to be tired coming out Saturday, and I don't care what anyone says. Like, you just got to come out there like it's a new day. I have seen some of the best teams in the state play on Friday night, have a hard-fought game, and come out on Saturday flat just because they got back to the school at midnight and they left again at 6.
Yeah, it is tough. But I tell you what is tough? Whoever has to schedule these games. Because we had 8 games yesterday, and the largest margin of victory was 10 points the whole game. So I don't know who scheduled these games, but they did an absolutely fantastic job yesterday. Even matchups top to bottom. Wouldn't you agree, Jake?
Yeah, we were talking about this. This might be the closest first day of the Classic there's ever been.
Yeah.
Like three games decided by 1 point, 2 decided by 2 points, 1 by 4, and
1 by 8,
1 by 8, 1 by 10.
Yeah.
It was barely over 25, 30 points in overall margin of victory yesterday, and we had buzzer beaters, we almost had overtime, and we had late foul calls that ended teams' dreams, runs of coming back.
Yeah, Troy, what did you think about yesterday's tight games? You were here.
Well, I think, again, the level of competition was so evenly matched. I mean, it was just impressive to me to see how the kids handled themselves on the floor. And, these kids are coming in, there's a couple of things. They're here to have fun. It's a privilege to be here. But there's also a lot of college coaches here, and they're scouts. And a lot of these kids have some things on the line. They're trying to this is an audition time for them. They're looking for that next step in their journey.
Yeah, going off that, all but 3 schools in the MAC are going to be here this weekend. And those are it's just Buffalo, Central Michigan, and Northern Illinois, the ones that are a little bit further away.
And they're probably going to be the 3 worst teams in the MAC next year because of it, right?
But there's so much good talent here. Yeah, you're going to get your girls that are going to go Power 5. But, this is the events like this are the MAC's bread and butter. I can't tell you, calling games in the MAC when I was in college, how many of these names I recognized from, I saw them play at the Classic in the Country when I was in high school.
Yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about something else here for the final thing. First normal year since the whole COVID stuff. What's it been like out here at the Classic? I mean, there was a good crowd last year, but it was still fresh. But this year, I feel like it's the first time in 3 years where it's just full doors open, all the fun's back. That's probably why we're just giggling, just being like little fraternity boys here. But this has just been a nice, refreshing thing to bring us back to the way things were in their prime here at the Classic in the Country.
Yeah, I would say if you go back 3 years ago, how much different it is now. This is the first year that it feels normal again.
Right.
3 years ago, when after the 1920 season was suspended, that first year back, there may have been 100 people in the gymnasium for a basketball game. Grandma and Grandpa and maybe an aunt was allowed in, and that was it. So having the doors full open again and people here just relaxing and enjoying basketball, in a normal environment again is awesome to see.
Absolutely. I know the first day has flew by. Today's already flying by. It's hard to believe we're getting ready to start on our third game already here in the background as we record this. What are you guys looking forward to the rest of the games? Is there any teams that that are here that you're really excited to see again that you saw play, or someone that you didn't get to see play that you heard they got some players that you're going to see yet?
Well, you and I are going to see Toledo Notre Dame for the second time. They played really well yesterday.
Very fast.
I want to see how they go off again. Well, then tomorrow, two teams I'm really looking forward to seeing are two teams that are perennial powerhouses out of the northwest corner of the state, and that's Toledo Central Catholic and Toledo Christian. You know, I went to school up in that area of the state, and those are outside there. You can name some of the best programs in the state on one hand. You got Highland, Ottawa Glandorf, Buckeye Central, Toledo Central Catholic, and Toledo Christian. Those are really some of the top teams you see in the state every year, and it's great that we're going to see two of them tomorrow.
That's not a homer statement at all coming from Toledo that all the good teams are from Toledo.
I'm not from Toledo. I'm from Wayne County. You
you lived in Toledo long enough. You've been infected.
I lived in Bowling Green.
That's close enough. That's the suburb of Toledo.
Yeah. Oh, don't go up to BG and say that. You might not get out.
I'll take them all on.
Yeah.
Go Rockets. No, hey, in all seriousness, on a sidebar, I know I don't get to do a lot of games with you guys here. It's been a fun hanging out with you, Jake, and you, Troy. It's just I miss hanging out with you guys, and it's been an absolute blast covering some great basketball, meeting great people, and hanging out with good people such as yourself. Thank you for your guys' time and make me feel welcome again.
Well, I think I met you maybe the first time, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. We did a game together down in Garraway. I won't forget. I thought, boy, this guy is just a total goofball, but
true.
Tony, you do a great job.
I was going to say, has that changed?
No, not a bit, and that's exactly why I like working with you.
I met you yesterday, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Yeah, no, he's done. Sorry. You're like, I want to go back to Bowling Green.
You do a great job.
I don't know why I took this job. Dumbest mistake of life decisions. Better. Got to do better.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, stay tuned in here on YouTube as well. It's brought to you by our friends at Kaufman Realty and Auction on the video streams here for the interviews, and of course when we get together and have a little bit of fun like this. So stay tuned with this all day. We'll have all sorts of interviews for you, and you can also go on to the Classic in the Country website, classicinthecountry.org, and find the pay-per-view video instructions for the actual game streams happening today and tomorrow as well.
If you want to have a good time buying and selling a house, go to Kaufman Realty. Right?
They're the best.
They're the best.
You do a good job.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Here at the WKLM Classic in the Country, I am Mac Roy, and I'm joined this time by Jenna Kotis. She's in her first year as the assistant basketball coach at Ashland University, the Lady Eagles, and they're ranked number 1 in the country in Division II, a record of 18-0. And of course, they have a couple former Highland Lady Hawk basketball players on their team. But I guess before we get to that, here, Jenna, talk about this Ashland team as a whole here. What a terrific season again, 8 undefeated seasons so far.
Yeah, I mean, 18-0, can't ask for a better start than that, being the number 1 team in the country as well. The amount of work that these girls have put in since the day one of preseason into the season, it's been outstanding, and it hasn't stopped as we get games rolling into the conference season as well.
You look at this Ashland program, just terrific. You can go back to the days for us when we kind of follow things with Lena Snyder from West Holmes, from Holmes County, and winning a national title back at that time here. And just year in and year out, just having such a terrific team here. What kind of goes into that in terms of just having just a terrific program year in and year out like Ashland does?
I think it just started out with the culture. Sue Ramsey, who was the coach that won the first NCAA tournament back in 2013. She's the one who started it all. Then Robin Fraley continued that, and now Coach Carrie Pickens is continuing that. So we find kids that are going to fit that culture inside and outside of the game of basketball.
You mentioned those kids that fit that culture, a couple of those being Morgan Yoder from Highland, and also Zoe Miller, of course, transferring over to Highland as well. Talk about those two players for your team and what they've done for your team so far this year.
I mean, they're studs on the court. I mean, Jorgen's starting out in our point guard position, starting point guard, and then we got Zoe Miller coming off the bench. What they bring and just their versatility of the game, just being able to attack the basket, shoot from the outside as well, and just being able to defend for Morgan, the guards, and then obviously Zoe, the post player. Can't ask for a better combo coming out of Berlin Highland High School.
I wonder about that too, Jenna, knowing that they become such a good program here in high school for Highland, playing for Dave Stable, they did for so many years here, that basketball IQ they kind of bring into the college level. How has that made a difference in terms of their transition to the college level too?
I mean, that's one of the key things that we look for at the recruiting piece. Girls that come from great high school programs and great AAU programs, so just having that big fit from the high school level, coming from great programs, it translates to the college game, and I think having coming from those big-time schools, just like Berlin Highland with Zoe and Morgan, it translates to the game as soon as they start off with Ashland for us.
Great to see that. And also, you have 3 commits also that are committed to the to Ashland. They're playing the Classic in the country.
Yep.
Also, can you talk about them?
Yeah, Lexi Howe, she's from Tri-Valley. She's actually going to be playing basketball and volleyball at Ashland. She was playing here yesterday. She apparently had a great game. We had a game against Wells, so couldn't be seeing her. And then we have Kylie Liebacher from Margaretta High School. She's actually out with a little foot injury right now, so it was great to connect with her outside of the game of basketball. And then we have Carly Prowse from Mason High School. That's going to be a 6'2" power forward from us. So very, very, very excited about those 3 coming in.
You're looking for you're always here. Ashland always has a presence here at the Classic every year. Talk about the Classic, the event, and what do you think about this event here every year?
Yeah, this is honestly my first time being here. First time as the Ashland assistant, and actually the first time recruiting outside of with Ohio High School. So great event. The community obviously is a big supporter of this, and just seeing it. Colleges from the D1 to JUCO to NAI D2, D3. It's an outstanding event with great players and great teams.
And Jen, of course, for you coming from Chicago, Illinois, play college basketball at the University of Dubuque, Iowa here. Talk about just what you brought from that experience playing and being a college basketball player yourself, but you brought that to the college coaching ranks as well.
Yeah, it's easy. You know what these girls are going through with school, basketball, kind of that life and this balance of a student athlete. And being a strong female, I think that shows for our girls as well. So just bringing all those different characteristics, I think that's what the girls like and they want in a coach at the college level, and being able to connect with them as well.
Well, Jenna, thanks for your time. Enjoy your time here at the Classic.
Thank you very much.
All right, that is Jenna Kotis, assistant basketball coach for Ashland University, the Lady Eagles. She's here at the Classic in the country.
And we wrapped up Game 10 from Classic in the Country here. Solon defeated Lakota West by 1 point. Lakota lost a 1 point game yesterday, so you guys have done it to them twice. But I have in front of here now, I have Mackenzie Blackford and Sophia Lance and Morgan Blackford. All three of you leading scorers in the game. Blackford's sisters 19 points apiece. And Miss Lance, you had 12 points. So talk about your experience here at the Classic in the Country so far.
It's so fun just being here as a team. We get to spend a lot of time together. Our coach made the joke that she doesn't see enough of us, but she definitely does, and it was just a lot of fun this weekend.
Yeah. It's a great atmosphere here, and it's really fun to play in this high-energy environment.
This is the first time experience for all of you?
No.
You've all been here before?
Yes.
Awesome. So I imagine this is something that you look forward to coming back to every year. When you know, as your season progresses, Classic in the Country has to be something that's on your radar.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's always looking forward to it.
So what is your favorite thing about coming to the Classic in the Country and playing here?
I think my favorite is the atmosphere, the energy, the fans that come.
Yeah.
It's very uplifting, a lot of energy.
I'm not going to lie, I really like the noodles.
The noodles, absolutely the noodles.
Yeah, the food and just the high level of competition, for sure.
You know you can get those to go and take them back to Solon with you, right?
Might have to do that.
Yes.
So looking at your season so far, you guys are having a great season. You have aspirations of, deep tournament runs. What's that looking like for you guys this year?
We've been dealing with some injuries, but we're just keeping our core group of people strong and just progressing through it, staying connected, and no matter who we have on the court, we're just going to be a unit and just one game at a time. We're not even looking forward like that far yet. So,
thoughts?
We write on our hand, connect, every game. That's our key word for this year, connect.
Yeah. Connect, there you go.
Just to stay together and keep our eye on the prize.
Well, and as you know, as you make these tournament runs, it takes everybody to get through a deep tournament run because the competition doesn't get any easier as you go down the stretch.
Exactly.
So that's the other point of this. When you come to the Classic, you know you're going to see teams at your caliber or better, and that's what makes you better going into tournament time.
Right. It's definitely a good preparation for it.
Absolutely. Well, we've hoped you enjoyed your time here at the Classic in the Country. Hope to see you guys. You're all underclassmen, correct? So you'll be back here again hopefully next year.
Yeah, well,
not me.
Not Morgan, but us two will.
Yeah, you'll be back next year. So, Morgan, you have college aspirations. Where are you headed?
I'm not sure yet. I might try to walk on or just see how things go, but yeah, I just applied to a bunch of schools. I might do track too, so we'll see.
Well, we wish you good luck, Morgan, and the UTEP. We hope to see you back here next year.
Thank you.
This is a wrap up from Game 10 Classic in the Country. More coming up next year on WKLM. Following up here on Game 10 from Classic in the Country, we have from the Lakota West Firebirds, we have Lily Johnson and Katie Fox here. Ladies, 2 tough games here at the Classic in the Country, a pair of 1-point losses. Nothing to hang your hat on here. The competition here is extremely great. Just talk about your experience here at the Classic.
There's a lot of great competition, and I thought that everybody tried really hard, and there's a bunch of amazing players, and we tried our best. We had a pretty good scout. We knew what they could do, and they just executed better than us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going off of what she said, there's great competition, and I think just cleaning up all the little things like missing a box out or not fouling or something, just little things like that we have to clean up, and we'll do better next time.
Well, everything that you do here comes out positive because this is not tournament time. This is getting you ready for tournament time. And when you come to the Classic in the Country, I think those are the things you're looking for. Is you just play teams like yourself, equal talent, maybe better than you are, to see where you're at and what you have to do to go down tournament trail, right? Yeah. So looking at your team on the year, you guys are having a great year so far. And going down in the tournament trail, what's your aspirations here for going into tournament time this year?
We're just going to try to do our best every game and work together as a team and get the best shot on the floor every single time and just try our best to win.
I think just being a young team that we have, just getting as far as we can and just improving every game.
And so what's it like for you guys to come to the Classic, knowing that there's a lot of college scouts here? I mean, everybody has that aspiration going to play next level. It has to be a thrill for you guys to play in front of a lot of scouts like this. Yeah.
It's a really cool experience. It's always cool to get in front of college coaches and show them what you can do. I just wish we could have came through with the win.
Yeah. So your favorite experience here at Classic in the Country, on the court or off the court, what's been the most fun for you guys? Yeah.
I mean, the chicken and noodles are always solid, but last year I got to ride in a horse and buggy, as I said yesterday. So.
Oh, awesome. Now, that's something I've not even done, and I'm from this area. So
really?
You got a horse and buggy ride. The noodles are your favorite as well?
I haven't had them.
Oh.
Personally, I don't know. I've just been eating the breakfast food at our hotel.
Well, your basketball's done here now. I would say you can go down there and grab as many noodles as you want, enjoy them, and enjoy the rest of your time here at the Classic in the Country.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for being here. Congratulations, ladies. And we are at day 2 here, Classic in the Country. I have with me Todd Starkey from the Kent State Golden Flashes, Division I school here in Ohio. Todd, you've been to the Classic in the Country many times here. Before we get into the basketball, what's your favorite part about coming here to Berlin, Ohio to watch basketball?
Well, just like everybody, the chicken and noodles. So the food's great.
That's a common answer,
yeah,
by the way.
Food's good. No, it's always great competition, great high school basketball. Not only Ohio teams, but obviously there've been some teams from all over the country featured here, and it seems like the competition level gets kind of picked up a notch just because it's Classic in the Country time. So
well, it is.
It's fun to see.
Yeah, it absolutely. You know, that's where we've got a team from Indiana and Illinois here. The team from Lawrence, Indiana has some phenomenal players on it. And yeah, this is a little bit on the average competition you see here. And coming into Holmes County, you know, it's kind of known for the hotbed of girls basketball. So I got to imagine this is an area that you guys keep your eyes on, being close to home.
Yeah, you know, the whole state of Ohio, but obviously this area has produced some great players, great fundamental players that have gone on and had really successful college careers. So obviously I always have our eyes on this area for sure.
Yeah. So you're in your 6th season at Kent State, I believe.
7. You're 7. It goes quick.
Wow.
Yeah, that's hence the gray hair. So yeah, no, it's been a good seven years, and excited to do more.
Well, as you sit here and talk about your program, what do you tell somebody who wants to come to Kent State? What are you looking for in a basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of coach speak here. Obviously, somebody who plays with a sense of urgency, puts their team before themselves, but really focuses on the academic side of things as well. Our team GPA this semester was almost a 3.7, and which is phenomenal to be able to, win at a high level, but also to have a bunch of players that are in really tough, rigorous majors academically and be able to achieve it. We had 6 players. 6 of our 14 players had 4.0s last semester. So that's part of the equation as well. And it's just like everybody talks about, not only just being an athlete, but being a student athlete.
Well, and that's a great point, because you get these kids here, they're going there for the scholarship to play basketball, but you're getting them prepared for that next stage in life.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about. We want to be a program that prepares players that are ready for life after basketball, and we've had some great young women that have come and played for our program and have gone on to do great things in the medical field, or in a lot of coaches too. So we're excited about continue to grow the program.
Absolutely. Well, Kent State's a great program, Todd. We're happy to have you here. Glad to have you at Classic in the Country. Enjoy the rest of your time. Get some of them noodles and go enjoy some basketball.
Of course, and all those gold flashes. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Todd Starkey from Kent State University here on WKLM.